Thank you so much. Good to know that you're watching U24, your great program, A Business, where your go-to business, a talk show, Entrepreneurs Hub. My name is Sandra Kahunde, welcoming you on board. Well, this time around, we're sitting back. It is your business show where we bring you success stories, stories of innovation, stories of strategy on how you can start and how you can maintain your small or medium enterprise. And this time around, we're sitting down with a skin specialist and we're getting to find out how you can start, or if you want to invest in a skin in skin itself, or maybe an industry that is to do with cosmetology and a whole lot more. Sitting back and planning is different from getting started. It is better for you to step into the unknown. So when we sit back and listen to such inspiring stories, insightful conversations from the expert themselves, we get to know where to start from. When we save that money, then you most definitely get to know how you can start. Well, our guest for the day is Steve. Well, Steve has built a thriving brand. While quite inspiring, a gentleman being into that field and doing well, it works wonders for us. And he's here to give us more insight on how he did start with Steve Skin Clinic. Much more for this particular episode. Let's enjoy him. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
How have you been? How is the 2025 year treating you?
2025 year, just like every new year, it comes with new resolutions, new visions, new goals. So basically, it's important to know exactly what your vision is for that year, and then what your goals are, and work towards them.
Well, I'll take you off our topic for the day, more to do with the year. With the challenges that are going on in the country and all that, and like you say, at the beginning there seems to be flowing a little bit and things are okay, but as you get in after the first quarter, I'm trying to think. You can think along with me. Do people still have the New Year's resolutions where you used to have the list and you write about 10 or things that you want to achieve? Do we still do that these days?
I think it's quite important for you to list down exactly what you're up to, because it helps to guide your thoughts. You understand? So writing down and listing down is something that is very, very important. Yeah. You could have your vision. Lots of people have visions for their businesses. They have visions for, for their careers. But those visions are in their heads, okay? But once you get that vision from your head and write it down, okay, it helps to direct you and remove clutter out of you, because it helps you to also start building from that different things that you're talking about, the visions that you're talking about. And then it helps to keep you in your path. Otherwise, if you don't write down your vision, someone else may come and sell you their vision. And then before you know it, I'm doing your vision, okay? Or your vision is getting into my vision. Haven't you ever met people, you say, oh, I want to start a mobile money business, okay? And then someone tells you, oh, you want to start a mobile money? Oh, mobile money? Mobile money is a bad business. You can't make money in mobile business. They will steal your money. That's their vision. You understand? That is how they saw their business, based on their experience. Now, because of their experience, they now want to taint your vision.
I know, like they say, never ask one who has failed along the way, because they will definitely discourage you.
Exactly.
And there's also, that is also goes for other people who have the investment. They have the money to invest, but at times they're not sure where to invest it. Well, amazing. I didn't mention earlier the show. It's amazing, I guess, for the day. We're here. It's Steve Skin Clinic.
Yeah.
And a gentleman is in the clinic. They expect to find a female or something like that working on skin and things like that. Why are you here? And how did you get here? Maybe what motivated you to get into this industry?
Well, what got me to get into this industry? First of all, my growing up, I grew up with a lot of sisters, with a lot of sisters, and cousin sisters. Were in a home that had a number of those. So I got to be interested in a number of things that they do. Or they do makeup, they have, so basically, along the way, I got to get very interested in improving people's lives through the way they look, because the way you look impacts a lot on the way you think, on the way you relate to others, and on the way you're going to relate with the world. So basically, when we focus on improving your looks, it also improves the way you run your world, the way you achieve your goals. You know, most people say people who have very good looks, they're always more confident, they're more daring, you know, things like that. So by improving on the way a person looks, you improve their lives. So basically, that's where I decided to focus. And that focus, it helps to change people's lives.
And how many years are we celebrating now?
More than a decade.
More than a decade.
So basically, yeah.
Hooray!
I have more than a decade's experience in improving the lives of people who want to
Thumbs
do
up for you.
good. Yeah. So basically, you find that there are people you find they're not happy about their skins. You may have $1 billion in your, in your bank account, but when your skin is not looking that good, it's still going to affect the way you
Well,
think
Steve
or
is
you
the right
feel.
person to advise us, for one who has invested for 2 years down the road, because let's take it or leave it, some of the other businesses really failed when it got to COVID, a challenge to them, and they later switched to something else. You being here and staying in the industry as it evolves along the years, and decided to keep it that way, what advice would you share with someone like that?
You see, the problem is that most of the Ugandan businesses don't survive their first birthday. And the reason why they don't survive their first birthday is because, first of all, in any business, you require resilience, okay? You require resilience. And if you don't have a vision, yeah, and then an obstacle comes your way, you may lose vision. You understand? But if you have that vision and it's written down, you can't easily lose it, okay? So I think most businesses, when they get challenges, okay, they feel they're finished. But most of the times, challenges are there for our improvement, okay? Competition is there for our betterment, for us to get better. Most people fear challenges, most people fear competition, I won't start this business because there are already 5 people doing that business, okay? You should do that business because 5 people are doing that business, because competition makes you better, okay? You cannot have a football match whereby you're competing against yourself. How shall we know the winner? Okay, we need to know who is going to win in this competition by challenges, and then these challenges that come our way, they help us to think outside the box. Okay, you think new strategies. There is no way any company can think of new strategies without a challenge. Of course, a challenge presents itself first, and then you think of the new strategies. And then the other thing that is very important is anticipating your challenges. Whenever you anticipate your challenges, when the challenges come to hit, you're like, I knew it was going to hit like this, but...
So is that how you played around with
Exactly.
it? You try to maneuver along the way?
Exactly.
With the challenges that have come through in the industry?
Yes, you have to anticipate your challenges, okay? Because, and most of the times it's even better to anticipate the worst, so that if the less worst comes, you prepared for the worst, but something that is not so bad comes, you're like, okay, I can handle it.
A blessing in disguise.
Yes, I can handle that, okay? So, most businesses fail because they never prepare for the challenges. When you're starting a business, you're thinking about only the nice things, only the profits you're going to make, only the many customers who are going to come flooding.
So if I have my money and I'm ready to invest, how do I start a skin clinic? Would you share some tips? How do I start and how can I manage to run it like you've done.
Okay, now, for anybody to begin a skin clinic, you have to love what you do. Okay, you know, you have to love what you do, and you need to have a heart to see people change. Okay, you need to find your focus. Yeah, the focus may not be making the money. The focus is great results. Okay, money follows the great results, but your focus is great results. The ability to change people's lives, the ability to enhance beauty, the ability to restore. Okay, that is what you present, and that is what you go for. Money comes later. So what you focus on also matters. If you're going to get into this kind of business for money, you may fail, mainly because you may start giving people expired products. Okay, you may give someone a product and you know very sure it's not going to work, but you need that money, and then you still give it to them. You know, so the challenge in this kind of business is that also the more knowledge you have, the harder it is for you to sell things to people, because you realize that, oh, this has a side effect of this and this. This has a side effect of that.
And you want to be honest.
And you, yeah, because your focus is not that money. Your focus is on making sure this product gives results. It changes this person's life. You see, that is where the problem could be, which is not really a problem, but it's a problem in a way that you could see other people, they're selling the same product, and you know the side effects, and you know, you yourself, you're not going to sell it.
You have to be silent about it. At the end of the day, you can't just come out and pin them.
When you pin them, you know, someone may say, why don't you mind your business? Why are you spoiling other people's businesses? You know, things like that. You actually make a lot of enemies like that. So basically, you concentrate on your good work and let it shine.
Okay. Well, like they say, you don't have to mix business and pleasure, but at this point, you have to put the two together, medical specialty plus the growth of a business. How have you been striking the balance between being a medical expert in skin and as well as having business growth?
You see, in a business, you have your profession and your occupation. Okay, your occupation may be skincare. Okay, but your profession could be, you know, a businessman. Okay, so basically you have to be able to strike a balance or to separate the two. You understand? Well, in business you sell value. Okay, so if I have value, okay, I sell it to you. My value now is the fact that I know a lot about your skin, and I know how you can get the best out of your skin. Okay, I sell that value to you, and then you give me money for it. Okay, it's not complicated at all. Okay, just like you're a journalist. Okay, you sell your value to me. Okay, because your value is you're able to reach people I cannot reach. That is your value. Okay, and the more you improve your value, okay, the more money you make, and the more people trust you. Okay, so basically it's important to concentrate on value. Okay, because we know that once you improve your value, once you make sure your value is high, okay, you have something to offer. There are lots of people who have nothing to offer, but they want the money. Yeah, but they have nothing to offer. So that means they become useless. They become useless in a sense that they are used less. Okay, so you have to make sure that you use them more by the kind of value that you have inside you. Okay, the more people use you, the more money you make. So I advise business people to focus on the value that they give people. People buy value. You may think that they are buying a product, but they're not buying that product. They are buying the value that that product is able to give. So make sure you give your customers high value products so that you become successful in whatever you do.
Well, good to know you're still watching. UBC Inspiring Uganda, Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small and medium enterprise. Our guest for the day, our expert this time around, we're having Stephen Mukisa, all the way from Steve Skin Clinic. Now, I want to find out, how has the industry favored you and how it has evolved through the years in Uganda? Have you been appreciated? How has it been like for you?
Business has been very interesting, especially the beauty industry. The beauty industry has changed quite a lot. It has evolved over a number of years, yeah? From the time when your parents were using Goge, all the way to the time when they're now using MAC products and whatever, you know. So there's a lot of evolvement, okay? You know, but also the very interesting thing about the beauty industry is that it does not expire, as in it does not run out of fashion. It's not like today you're going to wear high waist trousers are the ones, then tomorrow, you know, low cut trousers are the ones, so that means you're going to ditch the high waist ones. In the beauty industry, okay, if you remember your mother in your childhood was using a Goge cream, the day you walk to a cosmetic shop and you see a Goge cream, you're most probably going to buy it because you saw your mother using it. Yeah, without asking anyone.
And it stayed for a while, by the way.
Exactly, exactly. So basically,
what happened?
I have no idea.
You have no idea where the Goge went.
But I know very well that when that cream comes back, I know lots of people will buy it because they think it used to make my mother's skin better.
You're sure you'll also purchase it?
Definitely, I would. I would. About the same reason why people are still buying baking powder with its boring, you know, cartoonish kind of branding and all. They've seen these things long time ago, their parents using them. You go to that shop, you find many baking powder brands, and you're still going to buy that one with a small cartoon holding a spade, and you know. So basically, that's how, you know, there are some things in business that don't go out of fashion. Okay, so likewise, the beauty industry has not gone out of fashion at all. It doesn't go out of fashion. Well, new innovations come in. Like for instance, we used to treat skin from outside in. Now we also treat skin from inside out. Okay? Now we understand skin much better because now we know there are lots of things that can cause problems with your skin. We know that the skin is the external barometer of what's happening inside. So we see skin, we go right inside and say, what is in there? Are the hormones okay? Are you stressed? Are you, you know, is your boyfriend still okay with you? Are you at good terms with him? Are the kids, you know, is it the kids? Is it the lifestyle? Do you wake up very early in the morning to take kids to school? So basically, we want to treat the skin based on a lifestyle point of view, rather than a topical point of view, rather than a superficial point of view. So basically, when we change skin,
you have to get deeper.
We go deeper. We change it from deep inside, okay, and get something. That's why now these days you have things like skin supplements. Collagen is all over the place. Everybody's talking about collagen. He's talking about vitamin C. He's talking about glutathione IVs. He's talking about, because now people have learned that, hey, you can actually treat the skin from inside out and outside in at the same time. So that is how the skin has evolved, okay? And now we also have things like facelift, thread lift, we have tummy tucks, we have, so it has become more scientific. We have liposuction, we have tummy tucks, we have, you know, vaginoplasty. You can become a virgin again if you want to. You know, there are so many things that. I hope you're still. I'm sorry, but cut.
We'll take a break. Still on the show, with all the involvement and you being immersed in the industry, and Ugandans really understanding and embracing the involvement all through. How have you positioned yourself, or how have you marketed your business, yes, to stay in check?
So, in the beauty industry, the first thing that you have to know is that the industry revolves at a very high speed, okay? So you have to be in the team of innovators. You have to be in the team of those who introduce new methods to the people, okay? I started doing glutathione injections, the IVs, yeah? I did them 15 years ago, okay? People are still catching up with them right now. But right now,
so with all the items that you mentioned, the products are all available here?
Yes.
All the services?
Yes.
So I can live a virgin?
Definitely, definitely, definitely. All those products, those items are very, very available. And then you also learn to work with other experts. Like, for instance, when it comes to things like tummy tucks, vaginoplasty, labioplasty, you know, liposuction. I work with other doctors, like Dr. Srika in India. He comes here once after 3 to 2 months, and then he works on the people that have booked in. Because, you know, sometimes the question stops being a what, and then it becomes a who. Like, okay, now we need to do this and this. Who can do this? We need to do this and this. Who can do this? Because you realize that you cannot do everything yourself. But if you can put a team of people together who can, you know, offer a service that is needed by people, why not? You do it. So the industry is evolving in a way that now we are getting to understand more and more about beauty. We are getting more and more experts, you know, do beauty. Right now, more doctors are leaning more towards cosmetology, medical cosmetology. Why? Because they all realize that, hey, so actually the skin industry is very lucrative. It can really make money. So now we have a number of courses that are meant for doctors, yeah, and they're teaching them medical cosmetology so that now they can look more into looking at skin and treating it with partially cosmetic, partially treating. So you treat while you beautify. So more and more medical people are getting into that as well. So the industry is evolving a lot. So very soon you realize that you won't find anyone working on the skin without a medical background. Okay.
What are some of those misconceptions people have when it comes to skin treatment? Like we mentioned, eat all the vitamin C and everything. Others are like, there are lots of cancers happening. What are some of those other misconceptions that people talk about when it comes to skin treatment?
When it comes to skin treatment, most people think it's like hair, okay, or nails, okay. You had your nails yellow one day, tomorrow, in a few seconds they can be pink. In a few seconds they can be red, you understand? Your hair is braided right now, yeah? In about an hour it could be curly, it could be wavy, it could be straight, you understand? So much as the skin, hair and nails, they're all made up of the same protein matter, keratin, but the things that you do to a skin are very different from the things that you do to hair and nails. Yeah? If you're going to treat skin, it requires patience. Yeah? It requires money. Okay? It requires resilience. Why? Because skin has a time, it has a time frame. Okay? It has a time where you say, okay, now from this time to this time, the skin is going to be this good. From this time to this time, it's going to be this good. It's a physiological change. It's not just a superficial change. So it takes time. Most people, when it comes to skin, they think it's going to be like a cover-up, like makeup. Yeah. One day you had skin that is not clear. After a few hours, you have a perfectly, you know, picture-perfect skin. No, when it comes to skincare, it's not just like makeup. It's a treatment. So it requires a process. You understand?
Okay. Along the years, you've been here for a decade, and we salute you and congratulate you and wish you all the best for the other years ahead of you. But for someone out there who wants to grow and stay, what advice would you share with them?
Okay. For someone out there who wants to grow and stay, first of all, what you need to know is you may have these great ideas, you may have these great dreams and visions, but the most important thing is being able to start where you are. Yeah, you need to have enough courage to start where you are and improve along the way. Most people want to have everything that they have, that they need
And the
to
profits
start.
flowing in.
Yeah, they need everything to start. Okay, they say, okay, when you ask many people why they haven't started their businesses, they'll say, you know what, I'm waiting for 20 million. You know, I can't start this business without 20 million. You understand? Yeah. How come if you start with the 1 million and the 20 million comes along the way? Okay. So, in business, the focus should be the vision of your business. Have that vision in mind, but concentrate on the steps that take you there. Most people, instead of concentrating on the steps that takes them to their vision, they concentrate on the vision.
They want to get ahead.
Okay?
Ahead of
Yeah.
themselves.
Your focus is on that vision. So when you focus on that vision, you'll be overwhelmed with the magnitude of that vision that you may fail to start moving. Okay?
Better you start and appreciate the process.
Exactly. Just have your big vision in your head, okay? And then have all your energy concentrating on the steps, on the process that takes you to your vision. Not on your vision. Have it in your head, have it in your mind, let it linger there, but concentrate on your steps.
you
So
have to take.
that way you never miss out on the small little steps that get you there. That way you don't lose out on the small improvements that you have to make every day that take you to your vision.
Just getting to know a little bit about the trends that are in as far as skincare is concerned.
Basically, right now the trends in the beauty industry are going more away from the bleaching of the skin. You know, there's a time when everybody was a bleacher.
It was the in thing.
Okay, it was an in thing and everybody was. So right now people are leaning more towards the natural things. If it's a natural product, if it's especially the girls who are above 35, you know, they are realizing that actually if the detrimental effects of bleaching when they were younger, because right now they realize that they don't have as much collagen as they used to have. Their skin is becoming more thinner, so most of them are getting off the bleaching products and they're trying to do more and more natural things, and trying to find more better ways of getting their skins to glow without the dangerous chemicals. So people are now more educated about their skins thanks to medias like the internet, the TikTok and all that. Now more people are aware about their skins, and beauty trends are moving on very fast. Something starts in New York today, in one day it's already in Kampala, because the people in Kampala already know about it and they're asking you about it.
And the special, and you guys are also carrying out the research so well.
Exactly, and then we're also carrying out the research about it. And the very interesting thing is that people love these procedures. Someone can come up and say, oh, I want a vampire facial. Do you have vampire facials? And they're like, yes, we do vampire facials. And for sure, they're not asking because they want to do the vampire facial or because they can afford it, but because they're curious. They just want to know, is it there? Once it's there, okay. Do you do laser? Yeah, we do laser. Hey, how much is it? Okay. They don't go ahead to, you know. So that is the most interesting thing about the beauty industry, is that you also have to have the intuition to know whether your market is ready for a particular product. Okay? You may have beautiful products, very good technology, but your market may not be ready for that technology. Okay? Now, you also need to understand the kind of people that you're dealing with. Like, for instance, if you use laser on an African skin, you're going to deal with other harder to fix, problems, like pigmentation disorders. Use laser definitely on a dark skin, on an African skin. You're going now to start treating pigmentation disorders, blemishes, scars. Yeah. So you know that, okay, now a laser machine can't work here. Now I need a YAG laser machine.
Wow.
Because a normal laser is not going to work on an African skin. I need a YAG laser. So, or I need to use IPL. So you need to understand, but people are like, oh, laser in thing. So you bring in a laser machine, which is going to cost you.
We're learning quite a lot here.
Yeah.
Did you say the IPO?
IPL.
IPL.
Yes, IPL is impulse pulsated light.
Wow,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, before we let Steve go all the way from Steve's skin clinic, want to find out lessons learned also as an entrepreneur, as a skin specialist. Yes.
Yeah. The most important thing as an entrepreneur and skin specialist is to put God first. When you put God first, it makes your challenges look simpler, okay? Because of the faith that you have in God, because of the fact that someone unseen who is also controlling the unseen forces in the business industry. There are lots of unseen forces in the business industry. Okay, you go down to a Hindu man, and he knows the unseen forces in my industry, and you find him in the morning dressing up his thing, and that is his faith. Okay, so what I'm saying is that faith is very important in business, because you're dealing with things that you perceive and you haven't seen. So just make sure that you put your faith in where it really matters and where it's going to work for you. Okay, because so many people, I put my faith in God.
Well, time is against us. We had a wonderful time with Steve. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And you can pay him a visit his socials, and get to know much more about Steve's Skin Clinic. I had some touch right there, but most importantly, I believe you took a pen and a notebook and did write out a few points out there on how to start and thrive and grow your empire out there. For more of those particular business stories, yes, that speak of on how you can strive and how you can stay there, step into those big toes, step into those big shoes, have your toes firm and build muscles and make lots of money and build up or top up into our economy. Join me next time for much more of that on how you can start and grow big and big. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Keep watching U24.